effectiveness of digital marketing.
Customer retention.
Is that what you think the answer would be, or is it?
I think it's part of it, right?
I think it depends on the brand that you're working with, right? So effective is subjective. It's subjective based off of like what your own personal goals are, right? And so if my goal is to be mysterious and unknown, then we'll just say like Banksy, right? So he's got he effective branding for him would not be to put himself on blast. You know who Banksy is? Okay, he's Google him, amazing street artist, but nobody knows who this guy is. They've never seen him. He's got this, mystique, this mystery about him, and so you just see his art everywhere. He's got this very distinct look, and so he'll go and it basically vandalize property, but with amazing art, and it's always got some sort of like message, deep underlying philosophical message tied to it. But effective branding for him is to continue what he's doing, which is to be behind the shadows, right? Whereas someone else who's trying to do the opposite and make a name for themselves, their effective branding might be something like putting out content on social media every day. So the reason why I'm saying that is because effectiveness is subjective based off of whatever your particular goals are. So if we're working with some organizations to where you think that the goal is always make more money, do more sales, right? But we're working with some healthcare facilities or healthcare centers to where their goal isn't necessarily to get more patients. Obviously they would like that. Their goal is to really communicate what it is they do to the communities they're serving. And so they have a problem, a gap with communication. So they're offering all these services, yet nobody knows about them, or they think that they only do this one particular thing. So our effectiveness in marketing for them is to change public perception so that more and more people know the full range of services that they offer. They're not looking at the number of patients that we're bringing to them every month. And if they said, hey, we just want a lot more patients, then our marketing efforts would change. So effectiveness is really subjective based off of whatever the goals are.
So in that sense, how would you measure that you're actually getting the message out?
Yeah. So that's a really good question. There's a couple ways you could do it. I'll just give you one. Right now, one of the organizations we're working with got a grant, and the grant is going to be resubmitted to them next year if they are effective in changing public perception about a particular topic. And so one of the things that we're doing is preliminary market research. And so we're going to be asking people questions at certain demographics. So we're going to go to this particular area with these particular types of people and ask these particular questions and see what their answers are. We're going to do our marketing stint for about, I think it's a year. And then at the end of the year, we're going to do the same questions to the same types of people and see if perception has changed and what the percentages are. So that's a very scientific way of doing it. Even for myself and my brand, I'm not that scientific, even when it comes to doing it for ourselves. And so I know that we at Butler have changed public perception based off of the feedback that I'm getting from clients. And so again, we started in 2012 and I had no idea anything about branding marketing. I learned everything as I went. So I watched videos, I read blogs, I read books. And so I'm learning as I'm going, but I realized that within about 2 years, I wasn't conveying the message that I wanted to convey, and I was hitting this glass ceiling of certain size projects that I could never get. We were always working with really small clients, and I had a lot of business, but I was just burning myself out. I wanted to work with larger clients, fewer clients, more closely. And so I'm like, I think there's something wrong with our message and in what we're trying to convey. And so the way I measured effectiveness was based off of the feedback that was coming to us. So we changed our brand identity. We completely redesigned our logo, our website, our messaging, how we're communicating, what it is we did. And I lost some traction based off of Google analytics. Our website visits went down, but the quality of leads started coming up. So people were the type of person that was attracted to our business changed. And so that was one way for me to measure the effectiveness of changing public perception, is just you kind of feel it.
How long did that take for you to really change the identity of your brand?
So I found my coach is Chris Doe, and so I scoured the internet, found his YouTube channel, devoured his content, reached out to him, we built a relationship, and he agreed to kind of mentor me for 6 months. to basically change our brand. And one of the things he identified early on was that you're not positioned for the type of client that you are. So he's the one that helped me kind of get that objective look, and he told me that. He's the one that helped kind of give me clarity and give me that advice that might have been hard to hear, but it was I needed it. And so it took us about 2 months to redesign everything. So we redid our logo, we changed our website. That whole process was a 2-month process, but it seemed like the change in perception was like instant. It was pretty instant. And so we were kind of strategic about how we communicated that. So we sent out kind of like a press release, and we did some social media marketing. We sent out email blasts. We did I think we did a grand reopening, and so we had like a big party. So I mean, we marketed it, and so we did a lot of things that, and it seemed like almost instant. And so it wasn't like this big like year-long process. It was pretty quick.
That's awesome. Are you happy with your brand identity right now, or would you think about changing it again?
I would change it if change was necessary, yeah. And so I'm not married to any specific look or feel or anything, and so I'm definitely open to changing. I don't feel the need for it right now, so not right now. I wouldn't change it. But if the need ever arose to where I feel like, yeah, we need to change something, then we'd change it. We're always updating our website. I'm always rethinking our communication, like what we're saying. Are we being clear enough? And we're always kind of tweaking things. So I don't like to sit on the same website for like a whole year at a time. Like every quarter, I'm reassessing what the pages on our website are, and like how the user experience could be improved, and then how we're communicating what it is we do. So yeah, I'm open to changing.
Like an ongoing process.